All right, welcome to Highly Touted Sports. This is your free pick of the day, a little NFL action. Saints at Panthers, and Drew Brees and company go into Carolina with to face a surprising Carolina Panthers team with Cam Newton doing a lot more than we expected. We know he's talented, we know he's got capabilities, but he's really been impressive. Really, his stats are up there with top 5 in the league as far as passing goes. And we can see here New Orleans and Carolina both averaging over 440 a game, and they're giving up about 350 a game. This to me says this is a 7 to 9 touchdown game, and obviously we know just from common sense on the surface, New Orleans is passing the ball constantly. They have been for years. Drew Brees and their offense, a lot of weapons on the wide receiver side. Cam Newton has been throwing the ball, not to mention Carolina's still struggling defensively more than New Orleans, so this is a team that's going to be playing from behind and passing the ball. Okay, you see the past games here. Now, New Orleans put up about 440 yards of offense last week against Jacksonville, came up short, couple of bad luck plays in the red zone, and a missed field goal here and there. So I'd say that was probably another 10 to 14 points that they could have had in that game. Besides that, they're putting up 40, 30, and 34 respectively. So you see they're putting up the numbers. Carolina's 3-1 on the over. They lost last week at a shootout in Chicago. Jacksonville 16-10, but if you remember, that was a downpour game, so no surprise there with the low score. Green Bay, they played tight and put up 23. In Arizona, they put up 21 to open up the season. So now that they got the 4 games under their belt, their offense, I think, is going to continue to put up numbers. And New Orleans' pass defense is really atrocious at times, and I see Cam Newton just firing the ball all over the place with throwing for yardage today and scoring some touchdowns. Now we'll see Drew Brees here. He's got 10 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. The rushing attack really isn't that great. They're really spreading it out with the rushing attack, and obviously Colston has been quiet with his injury, and I believe Devery Henderson may be out today, but still enough weapons for New Orleans to put up them numbers. Now Cam Newton, you see he's thrown 5 interceptions and to 5 touchdowns, but you see here he has rushed for 4 touchdowns when they get close to the red zone. Steve Smith has been really surprising, 530 yards already, Cam Newton's favorite target. And I think the difference here is Cam Newton will put up some numbers today. He will score some touchdowns. He will throw some mistakes as well that will give New Orleans an even better advantage to put up points, because not only do they average a lot of yards and touchdowns a game, but Cam Newton throws a couple mistakes, maybe a pick or two, gives New Orleans some good field position at times, which can give them an extra touchdown or 10 points with those mistakes to kind of keep up where their average is. Now here's where the trends are on the season. I don't get too in depth with trends, just basic ones against the spreads, over-unders. You see here the combined over-under for these two teams is 5-3, which is pretty good numbers. Positive side for us, which you can obviously see where I'm heading here with this pick. Now this is the line. The over-under is 51.5, and this formula down here where you see these arrows is something I like to put together here. The line was 6.5 and the over-under 51 when I put this together, obviously 51.5. But when I did my calculations, the line comes out to 5 and 52. So what I like to do is look for some discrepancies there. If the line was, say, Carolina -3 and the real line is 6.5 at home, you would think, wow, something's wrong here. The lines makers are doing something to try to fool us or try to get inside our heads, and I would really jump on it. Now, if I'm coming out even here, if I'm coming out where the books are coming out, I'm confident that my formula is working, because I'm coming up with pretty much the same numbers they are. Now, obviously, my over/under is only a point. Well, at this time, a half a point higher than where the book is. But with the offenses between these two teams and Cam Newton's potential to make a mistake, and give New Orleans maybe an extra touchdown with a turnover in Carolina territory. I'd say New Orleans and Carolina are still going to score points on top of their averages that are high already. Now we'll look here. The public is 65% on New Orleans, and that's just for the line. That's not for the over/under. But I do believe the over/under is about 70-30 for the over, which I like to go against the public. A lot of my colleagues say the same thing. They like to go against the public, and we all know that the public, rarely wins. Vegas always wins, but there are the cases where the heavy favorites will, or the heavy public action will prevail, and I believe that's going to be the case today. Now, strength of schedule here, we see that New Orleans has faced 10-6 as their strength of schedule. Carolina 8-8, and their offensive defensive differential with that is 29 points. So I think New Orleans is underrated. It sounds funny because we already know New Orleans is good, but if, say, their strength of schedule was 10-6 and they're only 2 or 3 differential, then I would say that they're kind of struggling against a good schedule, which is understandable. But since they're dominating a good schedule, I'd say they're even that much better. Now, this note here on the side, this is a division game. I just like to keep that in mind going forward. But with all said, here we're going with the over, and you can see the bet slip in here at Highly Touted Sports. We don't play around. Straightforward numbers, straightforward proof. The slip is in. Panthers Saints over, and make sure you get to highlytoutedsports.com. Check out this video you're watching right now, the free pick of the day, and sign up right to your right there and get more free picks, more information, straightforward breakdowns, video proof, bet slip proof, and what you're paying for with the premium paid packages is work. We're putting work into this. We're doing the studying. We're doing crunching numbers. We're reading articles while you're at work, and that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the work and effort, so you don't have to. And we've got the video breakdowns for you. A lot of effort going into what you're paying for compared to tout services out there that have a bad reputation, and tout services in general are known for a lot of different slippery ways to get clients to pay. And what are you really getting here at Highly Touted? We're getting video breakdowns. You're getting it all. It's straightforward, no bull. So that's the pick of the day. Get to the website, sign up, get more access to more features, more videos. Have a good one. Thank you.